Alright, you guys, we've got an on-the-road review today. Today, I am reviewing Bloody Murder 2.
I would have looked at you, but you told me not to.
Good, don't. Bloody Murder 2, it is the sequel to Bloody Murder, which was released in 2000. This one was released in 2003. You know what? I really was expecting the worst with this movie. I thought it was going to be horrible. And in all honesty, it wasn't that bad. It's clearly a take off of the Friday the 13th series, where you have the lore, the legend of a killer that's in the woods. In this case, it's Trevor Moorehouse, who wears a mask. Now, it's very deceptive because, as you can see here, he's wearing kind of a cool mask. Maybe he did in the first one. In this movie, he was wearing kind of like a paper mache mask. It wasn't intimidating at all.
Maybe they were trying to not get sued.
Maybe, I don't know. And then he also has this hook. He never used a hook.
The meat hook
he never
was in there?
No, he never used the meat hook. But you know, it was a good flick. It takes place at a camp, a summer camp. It's the end of the season. The only people left is the camp director and some camp counselors. And they're going to clean up and get the place ready for the following season. One of the camp counselors is the sister of a boy who was killed in the last movie, which I haven't seen. So why she went back to this camp, I don't know. But, she's feeling really, sad, and just because they never found the boy's body, so they never had that closure. Okay, so getting on with the movie, it's a simple formula. You've got nudity, you've got sex, and you've got nudity, and you've got the killer in the woods. It's just
See, they should stop with the first two.
What?
Why is it got to go to the third formula?
I don't. Well,
the third piece of the formula.
That is the perfect formula for a horror movie.
Well, you should get this.
And the kills, the first kill was the best, I thought. The rest were okay, but the first one was the best.
You rate kills?
Yeah, sometimes.
I had no idea.
But it was, you know what? It was entertaining. You cared about the characters. The acting was okay, but you kind of wanted to find out what happened to these characters. And for me, at least, the mystery as to who was the killer was just up to the last minute. I couldn't figure out who it was because there's like 3 or 4 different people where you're like, well, it could be that person. But I was a little surprised with who the final killer was.
Who was it?
Okay, well, cover your ears if you don't want to know who the killer is.
Is this what they call a spoiler alert?
Yeah, spoiler alert. But it was the sheriff.
Dun dun.
Dun dun. It was the sheriff because the sheriff changed his name. And he was actually the mean camp director. I think he was the camp director back in the day. And his son is Trevor Moorehouse. So he's getting his revenge. The police officer. So that was a big shock to me, at least.
Wait a minute. So the girl's dad?
No, not the girl's dad. Trevor Moorehouse. The Jason character.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
His dad. But yeah, so that was a surprise, and I thought it was a little bit smarter in some ways than like the Friday the 13th movies, because a lot of the times in those movies you get, characters doing really stupid things as to why they're going back into a place or, just to get killed. But this one made a little bit of sense. You're like, oh, okay, well that makes sense. And, the girls weren't total ditzes. But yeah, there were a lot of, especially the one girl, it was just boobs galore. But otherwise, it was a good flick. I enjoyed it. I really recommend picking it up. There's the single disc version, like here, But then there's also I think it's like an 8-pack, and it includes Bloody Murder 2, and then like 6 other movies. So I would recommend picking that one up because I think it's like $4 on Amazon. What else? On the disc itself, it's pretty bare bones. It's a full frame presentation, and then you get a photo gallery and a trailer and some sneak peeks. That's it. So not much else on the disc, but it's entertaining. If you have a chance to see it or pick it up for, real cheap, I recommend checking it out. It was entertaining. But that's it for me for Thursday. Please check out everyone else's videos, and I will catch you guys next week.